and also hope that you are having an amazing day so far. Today, we will be doing our grade 1 English lesson on prepositions. So, we'll be doing our grade 1 English lesson on prepositions. And during the course of this lesson, we're going to find out what is prepositions. All right. So before we start, we're going to log into a+students.ca. Once we've logged into a+students.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 1. Once we've selected the subject of, or let's say the grade, which is grade 1, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of prepositions. All right, so we are doing the chapter of prepositions. All right, so our chapter is prepositions. Our subject is English language arts, grade 1. And the lessons that we are focusing on today is to select the best preposition to match the picture, as well as to select the best preposition to complete the sentence. So that is going to be our focus lessons under our chapter of prepositions. And we are doing our lesson on a+students.ca. So we're doing our tutorial lesson on a+students.ca. So if you do want to go back, look at the lesson recap, and then you can go to a+students.ca. And then over there is the chapter, which is prepositions, English language arts, grade 1, and the lessons that we are focusing on for today, which is to select the best preposition to either match the picture or to complete the sentence. All right, so some words, they tell us either where something is or where something happens, right? So they tell us where something is or where something happens. So even now, if you look at the position in which you or where you are sitting, right? If you're either sitting in front of a laptop, in front of a computer, then it means that you are sitting in front of, right? So it's like saying, I am sitting in front of my laptop, right? So basically, in front of is the preposition that tells us where something is or where something happens. So you are sitting in front of your laptop. Or you can say, I am sitting on my chair or on top of my chair. Let's say on my chair, right? So on is the preposition, right? If there's something under the table, then you can maybe say, my bag. My bag is under the table or under my desk. But the word under is a preposition. So the words that are underlined, it either tells us where something is or where something happens, right? And that we call prepositions. They either tell us where something is or where something happens. So it's either on, under, in front of, on top of, behind, besides, next to, between, by, and so on. So if we look at these two examples, right? The cat is under the bed. So the cat is under the bed. So if we identify the preposition within that sentence, we can then say under is our preposition because it tells us where the cat is. So the cat is under the bed, right? So that basically gives us an indication to tell us where something is or where the cat is. She jumps on the bed. She jumps on the bed. So on is our preposition, which tells us where something either is or where something happens. So that is basically our two sentences, which is the cat is under the bed and she jumps on the bed. So the word under is a preposition. So we have two prepositions. And the one is under and the other one is on. So that is our two prepositions. And if we look at a few examples of prepositions, right? We look at a few examples of prepositions. Then a few examples are above, behind, beside, between, by, in front, or in, sorry, in front of, inside, next to, on, outside, under. So those are a few examples of prepositions, and they either tell us where something is or they tell us where something happens. And those are prepositions. All right. Okay, so if we look at the words, or let's say the sentence, plus the pictures that we see on the right, we need to complete the sentences by filling in the correct words from the bracket, which is in, on, under. So we need to use those words to fill in or let's say to complete the sentence. So this boy is in the house. Is he in the house, on the house, or under the house? So we can then say that the boy is in the house. So in is our preposition that either tells us where something is or where something happens. The girl is in the book. Is it in, on, or under? The girl is in the books. All right, so we can say the girl is on the book. the books. The apple is the basket, right? If we look at the basket and where the apple is, yes, well done. It's in the house and on the books. So now, if we look at where the apple is, the basket, do we say the apple is in, on, or under the basket? Yeah, so basically the apple is in the basket. The dog is the table. Is the dog in, on, under the table? If we look at the picture of the dog, so we can then say the dog is under the table, right? The girl is she in her bed, on her bed, or under her bed? Look at where the girl is. Is she in her bed, on her bed, or under her bed? So that girl looks frightened. So now we need to know, is she in bed, on bed, or under the bed? Yeah, so the girl is then under the bed. So she's under the bed trying to hide from something. The cow is the grass. The cow is on the grass, in the grass, or under the grass. So we can say the cow is in the grass, on the grass. Do we say on the grass or in the grass? All right, let's say on the grass, right? So basically, these are the words that are possible examples of prepositions, right? And we said the first one is in, the second on, in, under, on. All right. All right. So now we're going on to all right. So now if we look at this picture here, we're also going to say if something is either under, on, behind, or between, right? If we now look at these pictures, right, we need to say if the following is either under, on, behind, or between. right? So if we look at the first one, the dog is where the chair. Where is this dog by the chair? All right. So the dog is the chair. Is the dog under, on, behind, or between the chair? All right. So if we look at the first one, we can say the dog is under. So under. This cat is the box. Where is this cat from the box? Is it on, between, behind? So if we look at the sentence, it says the cat is the box. So you either need to say if the cat is under, on, behind, between. All right, so if we look at where the cat is, we can say the cat is behind the box. All right, so this cat is hiding behind the box. And then the little duck, the bird is the table. The bird is on the table. And the ball is between. All right. So this is prepositions, right? And we see the simple prepositions. They either tell us where something is or where something, let me see. So it either tells us where something is or where something happens. All right. So now we're going to A plus students.ca. So we're going to select the best preposition to match the picture. If we look at the picture, we need to complete the sentence with the, we need to complete the sentence to match the picture. So complete the sentence by matching the picture. The ball is the net. So the ball is the net. Where specifically do you think is the ball? So we can say that the ball is above the net, right? Because it's like saying it's on top of. So some words that tell us where something is or where something happens, right? And we made an example of the cat is under the bed and she jumps on the bed, right? So prepositions They tell us something, or they tell where something is or where something happens. So yes, sometimes we say on top and then it's above, or sometimes say above and then it's on top. So we need to complete the sentence to match the picture. The girl's hands are in the pot. So the girl's hands are in the pot. So she's helping with the clay pot, so she's making a pot. So we can say the girl's hands is inside. All right. So if we look at this picture, right? The girl's hands are in the pot. So we say the girl's hands are inside. It's inside the pot. And yes, inside is correct. We need to complete the sentence to match the picture. The cow is in the bushes. If we have the bushes over there, and here we have a cow, the bushes. Like I say, here's a bush. So the cow is, we can say, next to the bushes. Because if this is the bushes over there, where you can see my cursor, and there is the cow, and then we can say it is next to. So the cow is next to the bushes. So here we said next to. All right, we're going on to the next one. And that is next to. So next one is the next to is actually the last one. Let us go to our test. So we basically showed pictures, right, of different learners playing sports. So they will either tell us if somebody maybe scores, it is in the net, is still on top, above, inside, right? Those are words that they will maybe use to basically describe, for example, something that is or something that happens. Even if we look at that, the ball is rather in the net or onto the net, not even onto, just in the net. All right. So now let's go to our New Zealand, New Zealand. Beginning the test. So we're going to begin the test now. Sorry. If we look at the picture, right, with the cat and the egg in the pan, we need to say, or we need to complete the sentence to match their picture. The cat is in the pan. Is the cat next to the pan or the cat is under the pan? So we can say the cat is next to the pan, next to the pan. And that is correct. So next to. We need to complete the sentence to match the picture. The girl is in the water. The girl is, do we say by the water or in the water? So we can then say the girl, if we look at the girl, and then we can say the girl is by the water. She's actually by the water. There's no next to, is either only by or in the water. The girl is in the water. So we can then say the girl is sitting by the water. By the water. And by is correct. So well done. By is correct. So the cow is, do we say the cow is next to the bushes or the cow is under the bushes? So the cow we can say is next to the bushes. So the cow is, do we say next to the bushes or under the bushes? So we're going to start with, so we can say next to the bushes because here we have the cow and here we have the bushes. So it is next to. Yes. You need to complete the sentence to match the video. And next to is correct. The woman is in the door. Is it in front of the door or on the door? So the woman is, do we say in front of the door or the woman is on the door? All right, so if we look at, we can say it is in front of. So the woman is in front of the sun. So we say that the woman is in front of the door. All right, so in front of is correct. Last one. The paper airplane is the basket. Is it inside of the basket or above the basket? The paper airplane. The paper airplane is the basket, inside of the basket, or above the basket. So we can then say the paper airplane is inside. So the paper airplane is inside the basket. So it's inside the basket. The inside is our answer. And then the light is the plant. Here we have the light in the plant. Is it above the plant or next to the plant? The light is it above the plant or next to the plant? The light. So we can say the light is above the plant. And then we maybe say the light is, yes, above the clouds. All right. So that was the selecting the best preposition to match pictures. Now we're going to select the best preposition to complete the sentence. So we're going to select the best preposition to complete the sentence. And remember we said prepositions is it's either a word or phrase, right? It is something that tells us, it's something that tells us something is where or something would have been, would have, or is, right? If something happens. So that is a preposition. So some words either tell us where or where something happens. And then we also made examples of the cat is under the bed, which means that under is the preposition and she jumps on the bed. So on is the preposition. So now let's look at the sentence right at the top. Why, which word, sorry, makes more sense in the sentence? So Gabby has a bell her bike. So basically Gabby has a bike, a bell on her bike. So on is the preposition. Which word makes more sense within a sentence? So which words make more sense within a sentence? So which word? They live town. So if they live town, then we can say they live outside town. So where do they live? They're living outside of town. So they live, let's say, outside. So outside the town. So outside. So they live outside of town. You can also say they live, no, but not in the town. In the doesn't sound right. So if you maybe had to say they live in town, that would have sounded more appropriate. So outside the town, right? So outside the town. I was Mrs. Shin's door. I was where by Mrs. Shin's door. All right, so we can say outside because it tells us where you were. So outside. So I was outside Mrs. Shin's door. So outside. So well done. Yes, outside is the correct one. And we call those prepositions. And once again, a few examples of our prepositions that we mainly use is above, behind, beside, between, by, in front of, inside, next to, on, outside, and under. And that is but a few common prepositions. All right, let's go to our test. Which word makes more sense in the sentence? So we need to choose a word that makes more sense in a sentence, right? There are too many bugs. Do we say by the water or between the water? So there are too many bugs. Do we say by the water or between the water? So we will basically find a lot of bugs by the water. So we can say by the water. So there are many bugs in the water. There are too many bugs. Do we say by the water or do we say between the water? By the water or between the water? So there are many bugs by the water. So we can say that there are many bugs by the water because you don't get bugs between the water. And we eat lunch. Do we say in front of the TV or we eat lunch on the TV? And yes, by is correct. Now, we eat lunch. Do we say in front of the TV or do we eat lunch on the TV? In front of or on the TV? Yes, so we can say we eat lunch in front of the TV because we cannot watch TV or eat lunch on a TV. A tree fell right in me or in front of me. A tree fell right in me or in front of me. And we can then say that a tree fell in front of me. Cannot say in me because in me is like inside of your body. So in front of me. Well done, that is correct. And in full set, do we say between me in the wagon or beside me in the wagon? So full set between or beside me in the wagon. All right, so full set. We can then say full set either beside, let's say beside me in the wagon, because beside is like saying that full sits next to him or her in the wagon. So beside, yes, is correct. Well done. Oopsie. I see a big truck in outside the house, or I see a big truck above the house. So beside is like saying next to. It's like something next to me. And then I see a big truck outside the house or above the house. So we can say I can see a big truck or I see a big truck outside the house. And outside is correct. All right, so that is basically the end of our lesson on preposition. And we see the preposition either tell us where something is, or a preposition can basically tell us where something happens, right? And a few examples of prepositions is above, behind, beside, in front of, inside, next to, outside, under, by, and in. So those are a few prepositions. So, grade one, this is now the end of our lesson on prepositions. Thank you very much for joining the class and also for interacting. You should have an amazing day further. Goodbye.